right, let's just jump right in. What if I told you the secret to getting way more done isn't about more willpower? It's not about grinding harder. It's actually about rewiring your brain with some really powerful systems that make it like almost impossible to fail. So today, we're going to break down 5 of these simple systems that can totally transform your productivity.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? Your to-do list is a mile long, right? You're working all the time, just constantly busy, but then at the end of the day, you kind of look back and you're like, what did I actually get done? You feel like you haven't made any real progress on the stuff that truly matters. It's that feeling of indigestion, not starvation. You've just said yes to way too much at once.
And here's the secret, the really crucial part. The most successful people out there, they don't just try harder. Nah, they build systems. Systems that actually turn their weaknesses into strengths, into weapons. It's all about creating a structure where being productive is just the default setting, not some daily uphill battle. Okay, so let's start with step 1. This is the first and honestly the simplest system. It's something you can start using like right now, today, and it's all about building that initial momentum right out of the gate.
Yeah, this idea is brilliant. It comes from David Allen. Think about it. Responding to that quick email, booking that one meeting, sending that text. If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it. Don't even think about it. Because the longer you wait, the bigger and heavier that tiny task starts to feel in your head. Knocking these things out creates this incredible momentum.
And this quote from Jeff Bezos, man, it really hits on the why behind this rule. See, putting off all those little tasks, it creates this constant low-grade stress that just hums in the background of your day. So when you knock about immediately, you're not just clearing a to-do list, you're actually clearing your mind.
Okay, so you've cleared away all that little stuff. Now what? Where do you point all that newfound energy and focus? Well, this next step is all about building your compass. It's about making sure you're not just working hard, but that you're working hard in the right direction. I mean, think about it, right? You can't be productive if you have no clue what you're supposed to be producing. That's like trying to hit a target you can't even see. But the second you get crystal clear on that goal, boom, you can just sprint towards it with unbelievable speed. And how you do this is what really matters. First, you've got to define your big picture annual goals. But the real key is breaking those down into 3 specific, tangible wins for each and every day. And here's the secret sauce that makes it all work. You have to review that list of goals 3 times a day. That's how you make sure what's on your calendar actually matches up with your ambition.
You know, this classic quote from Stephen Covey just says it all, doesn't it? Your daily actions, the stuff that's actually filling up your calendar, they have to reflect your highest priorities. If they don't, you're just spinning your wheels. Doesn't matter how fast you're going. All right, so you've cleared the clutter. You've found your focus. Now what? Now you have to protect it. And this is where you realize that true productivity, it's a game of subtraction, not addition. So here's a super powerful filter for every single request that comes your way. It's simple. If it doesn't get you excited, if it's not a heck yeah, then it has to be a hell no. Period. Leaving things in that maybe zone just creates all these open loops in your brain, and they just suck away your energy and your focus.
86,400. That's how many seconds you get every single day. Now imagine if that was dollars deposited into your bank account each morning. Would you just hand that money out to anyone who asked for it? No way. You need to treat your time with that same level of respect. Protect it. Fiercely. So here are 3 really tactical ways to start doing this. First, make no your default answer. It's the best way to guard your calendar. Second, do a regular time audit. Find those recurring tasks that don't help you reach your goals and put them on a kill list. Seriously. And finally, you gotta live in do not disturb mode. This means you schedule time to check notifications. You don't let them schedule you. Okay, so we've cleared the noise, we've protected your time. But here's the thing. Time is pretty much useless if you don't have the fuel to actually do anything productive with it. So now, let's talk about managing your single most valuable resource. And listen, this is a huge mindset shift for a lot of people. You can have all the time in the world, but if your brain is fried and your body just feels drained, there's no way you're going to produce your best work. The real goal here is to line up your toughest, most demanding tasks with when you naturally have the most energy. So how do you do that? Well, first, you need to do an energy audit. Figure out when you're at your peak and schedule your deep creative work for those times. And second, and this one's a little counterintuitive, you need to exhaust your body to tame your mind.
A really good workout doesn't actually make you tired for mental work. It clears out the cobwebs and primes your brain for intense focus. All right, this is it, the final piece of the puzzle. This is the one that makes all the other systems run pretty much automatically. This is where we build the engine for sustained, almost effortless productivity.
And this quote from James Clear, it's just everything. You can have the biggest, most ambitious goals in the world, but if you don't have a system to execute on them consistently, your motivation will fail you. It always does. Systems beat motivation every single day.
So what do systems really give you? Well, just think of the acronym itself, systems. It stands for Save Yourself Time, Energy, Money, and Stress. I mean, that's the real, tangible payoff you get for building a little structure into your life.
So let's talk about 4 powerhouse strategies for this. First, batch your work. Group similar tasks together, like doing all your emails at once so you're not constantly switching gears. Second, DRY. Don't repeat yourself. Create checklists for routine stuff to guarantee quality. Third, use the 10-80-10 rule for delegating. We'll dig into that one in a sec. And fourth, standardize your meetings to make them ruthlessly effective.
Okay, let's zoom in on that 10-80-10 rule for a minute, because it's a total game changer for delegation. Basically, you provide the first 10% of input, the vision, the direction, then your team executes the big middle chunk, the 80%, and you come back in for the final 10%, the tweaks, the final integration. It's such a powerful way to scale what you can do without getting bogged down in every little step.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, especially if you're a creative person. Doesn't all this structure just kill creativity and freedom? And that's a common pushback, but the surprising truth is, it's the exact opposite. Good constraints actually fuel creativity. They give you a focused sandbox to play in.
So the big idea here, the main takeaway, is this. Structure doesn't trap you. It sets you free. It takes care of all the mundane, repetitive stuff so that your mind is clear. It gives you the freedom to be present, to be innovative, and to do that deep, meaningful work you were really meant to do.
So as we wrap this up, when you look at everything we've covered, from that simple 2-minute rule all the way to standardizing your meetings, there's really only one question left to ask yourself. What is the very first system you're going to build starting today to begin buying back your time?